Happy Monday. May the 4th be with you. Bad joke, but other people say it to me, so now I've said it to you. We're in Romans 8. No, we're in Romans 13, verse 8. Verses 8 to 10. That's what it says. Owe nothing to anyone except to love one another. For he who loves his neighbor has fulfilled the law. For this you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet. And if there is any other commandment, it is summed up in this saying, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to a neighbor. Love, therefore, is the fulfillment of the law. Now, I titled this week, we're still faith to faith, growing faith, faith one step at a time, the revelation of God's righteousness. Well, I titled this week's message, James called it royal. Now, I'm a simple person. I like to get down to the simplest point and live from there. It's why I like that when Jesus gave the two great commandments, he gave both simply. See, this week is about the second great commandment according to Jesus. We are to love our neighbor as ourselves. We find the encouragement throughout the New Testament. We find this encouragement to love our neighbors throughout the New Testament. As a matter of fact, Jesus' own brother calls it out as well, and he has actually heightened. I think James has a heightened view of this particular command because he says in verse 8 of James, that he says, James 4, I think, James 4:8, if indeed you fulfill royal law according to the writing, you will love your neighbor as yourself, you do well. Another translation sort of says it this way. If, however, you are fulfilling the royal law according to the scripture, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, you are doing well. Well, why is it royal? Well, most commentators say it's royal because the King of Kings demands it. So let's examine ourselves. Let's make sure that we are in obedience to the royal law that the King of Kings has given. We'll talk about it more tomorrow.